Hello everyone, welcome to Cinematic Cravings. Today we'll be reviewing one of Netflix's new romantic dramas, Lonely Planet. The movie stars veteran actress Laura Dern and handsome star Liam Hemsworth. At first glance, it looks like a typical romantic movie, but the themes and the characters' journeys throughout the movie set it apart. But before we get into the details, I realize that most of you have already watched and passed by, but subscribing and liking is free. Come on, let's be generous, subscribe to the channel, and like the video so we can grow together. Let's get started. First, let's summarize the story of the movie. Lonely Planet centers on a woman named Katherine, who is going through a difficult period in her life. Katherine is a successful writer, but she is at a dead end in both her professional and personal life. She is divorced, and although her ex-husband beat cancer, the process did not save their relationship. Katherine is lost not only in her writing career but also in her life. She decides to go to Marrakech, to a writer's retreat, hoping for some kind of spiritual renewal. However, Katherine's journey will be much more complicated than she imagined. The mishaps and misfortunes Katherine encounters on the retreat serve as a kind of humor throughout the film. Details such as the water problems she encounters in her hotel room and the loss of her suitcase further deepen the chaotic situation Katherine is in. Katherine is on a quest in Marrakech, seeking a new beginning both personally and professionally. The other main character is Owen, a young businessman played by Liam Hemsworth. Owen attends the retreat with his girlfriend Lily, but their relationship has reached a breaking point. Because of the problems that have accumulated throughout their relationship, Owen feels a void in both his career and his personal life. It is at this point that Katherine and Owen cross paths, and the film begins to explore the dynamic between these two characters. Let's dwell on the characters for a moment. Katherine, played by Laura Dern, goes through a very deep character development throughout the movie. At first, Katherine seems to be a character who is quite lost and fed up with life. But as the movie progresses, both the exotic atmosphere of Marrakech and her relationship with Owen allow her to undergo a spiritual transformation. Laura Dern portrays this role in a very natural and expressive way. Katherine's emotional ebb and flow, her regrets about the past and her search for new hope are well conveyed to the audience. The character of Owen has a slightly different storyline. On the surface, Owen appears to be a successful young businessman, but deep down he is experiencing a void. Both his relationship with his girlfriend Lily and his dissatisfaction in his career bring Owen closer to Katherine. In this role, Liam Hemsworth paints a different portrait than the action hero we are usually used to. Hemsworth's performance as Owen is important in terms of presenting both the strong and fragile sides of the character at the same time. The encounter between these two characters is the main dynamic of the movie. Katherine and Owen both touch each other's lives and provide a kind of guidance in their own inner journeys, allowing the story to unfold. Whether this encounter will turn into a romantic relationship or remain just a friendship is a mystery at the center of the film. One of the most prominent elements of the movie is the age difference between Katherine and Owen. While we often see couples with a big age difference in Hollywood, Lonely Planet manages to tackle this cliché in a different way. Katherine is older than Owen, but this difference is never shown as an obstacle throughout the movie. On the contrary, Katherine and Owen's attraction to each other develops more through a spiritual bond. Rather than a physical attraction, the age difference becomes meaningful as the two characters complement each other's shortcomings. This adds a soft touch to the overall tone of the movie. Instead of being reduced to a superficial or physical relationship, the romantic attraction between them is an attempt to fill the gaps in their lives. This adds depth to Katherine and Owen's relationship and makes them more than just a romantic couple, but two souls who guide each other. In this respect, the movie offers a much more sophisticated narrative than romantic movies about the age gap. Marrakech, the film's setting, is a crucial factor in setting the atmosphere of the story. Exotic markets, narrow streets, and cultural richness provide an environmental richness that parallels the inner journeys of the characters. The visual splendor of Marrakech further reinforces the idea of renewal and search, one of the main themes of the film. The director not only uses this place as a backdrop, but also turns it into a metaphor that gives clues to the inner worlds of the characters. In terms of direction and cinematography, the film is quite impressive. The colors, light plays, and cultural texture of Marrakech complement the romantic and dramatic tone of the film. The use of space is extremely successful, especially in the scenes reflecting Katherine's mental turmoil. The pace of the movie is also quite balanced. The story develops neither too fast nor too slow, This gives the audience the opportunity to think more about the inner worlds of the characters. Of course, as with any movie, Lonely Planet is not perfect. Some scenes, especially Katherine's mishaps, lost luggage, water problems in the hotel feel a bit forced. While these incidents try to add a humorous touch to the story, they don't really fit the overall tone of the film. Also, the character of Lily, Owen's girlfriend, is not fleshed out enough. Lily could have had a stronger place in the story. Deepening the relationship with her could have contributed more to Owen's character development. Likewise, the side characters of the movie are a bit superficial. In particular, Katherine's ex-boyfriend Hugo and the other writers could have had more space in the story. Now, about my own thoughts after watching the movie. Lonely Planet was a movie that really affected me deeply. First of all, I was surprised that such a simple and heartfelt story could have such a strong impact. I really loved the characters of Katherine and Owen. Especially Laura Dern gave the character of Katherine an incredible depth. Her difficulties and inner struggles made me empathize with her. I felt like I was on this spiritual journey with her, sometimes strong, sometimes fragile, but always a real character. I would like to give a special mention to Liam Hemsworth's performance as Owen. We usually see him in action movies or in comedy roles, but in this movie he showed a completely different side. The depth of Owen's character was beautifully portrayed both through his career dilemma and his relationship with Lily. I was also impressed by how natural and mature the age difference between Owen and Katherine was portrayed. The romantic attraction between them was much more than a superficial love story. The exotic atmosphere of Marrakech is the perfect backdrop for the spiritual journey of these two characters. I visually savored the beauty of this place at every moment of the movie, and Marrakech became part of the story, not just as a city, but as a character. In conclusion, Lonely Planet is one of the most touching romantic dramas of the year. The pace of the movie, the character development, and especially the changes in Katherine and Owen's lives really offer a lot to the viewer. If you are interested in strong characters and stories with deep meaning, you should definitely watch this movie. Well, friends, we have come to the end of my review of Lonely Planet. I hope you enjoyed it and that I was able to touch on some of the things you wondered or thought about the movie. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like the video. I'd also love you to share your thoughts about the movie in the comments. Thank you all for watching and see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves.